about the internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward. There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over SWIFT one day?
BSV, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, whatever that BS, the other Bitcoin.
Right, there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch.
XRP. Those are all baloney coins. And
no, it was a big, big win for Ripple, and it was a big, big win for the crypto community. Like, let's not let Gary Gensler put lipstick on a pig. They lost, and they know it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours Crypto. Let's get right into today's very bullish video. I woke up this morning and I chose violence. Okay, what do I mean by that? You guys saw that intro by Mike Novogratz a couple years ago calling XRP baloney, and then coming out on CNBC saying it's a big win for Ripple, blah, blah, blah. Now they're siding with Ripple and obviously XRP. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say one thing. We do a lot of research, a lot of facts on this channel, and this video is going to be by far one of the best ones put together because it's going to show you the bigger picture. And to every XLM back holder out there, I don't own XLM. There's nothing wrong with holding XLM. There is no hate towards XLM, but I've just been going through Twitter and a lot of people comparing XLM and XRP and how it's doing more transactions. Stop comparing XRP and XLM. You cannot compare the two. They're on a completely different level when it comes to use cases. And sooner or later, people are going to find that out when just XRP blows past every single digital asset out there. Okay, people get so hyped up about these small price action moves here and there. But listen, folks, behind the scenes, they're creating a level playing field. They're doing this in silence. And when everything is done and set, it's going to be absolutely game over. And the market cap for this whole crypto sector is just going to surpass 5 trillion, and it's going to just keep going from there when utility really kicks in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. We're going to start off with a very, very bullish screenshot here. As you guys could see, this was Tuesday at 11:56 p.m., and we have Brad Garlinghouse following 591 people. This is hardcore evidence. I've said this and I'll say it again. He always goes over, but he always manages to come right back down to 589. You can make this stuff up. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and smash that like button just for this. You really can't. Is 589 possible for XRP? Absolutely. So, going back to 2017, I want to kind of set the tone here. American Express, Santander team up with Ripple for cross-border payments via blockchain. And one thing I want to point out here, take a listen to this. Ripple said its cryptocurrency XRP will come into play as a means of speeding up payments later down the line. First, they're setting up the infrastructure, and their native asset XRP will come down the line later when everything is set and ready to do so. And even in 2018, we have Ripple definitely wants to target China with its blockchain-based payments, tech exec said. Okay, there is so much stuff that's going on behind the scenes that I can't make this stuff up. And just going back to a failure on Stellar, this has never happened on Ripple. Several Stellar nodes go offline. Team says network still functioning through some transactions fail. The node outage has led to some exchanges halting withdrawals. Do you think, just think about it, on an enterprise level, when you have everybody using a system, a blockchain DLT system, and do you think they need that to go offline? Are you kidding me? If they went full throttle and the system goes offline for even 1 minute, that completely shakes up everything. Stellar failed in the past. They could fail in the future again. Ripple has never ever failed. And this is what the banks and big corporations are looking for. They need history. They need history going back to 10 years. How did your system perform? Did you have any outages? They look at all this stuff when you're trying to integrate an enterprise infrastructure into the new infrastructure. Does that make sense to you guys? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But now let's get into the hard-hitting facts, starting with the IMF, United States Financial Sector Assessment. And this is pretty big, right? Going down to line 96, only very few new players aim to challenge established payment infrastructure, and they name RippleNet as one of the software and the rule book that they're trying to implement, okay? Even going more into interoperability, achieving interoperability of different DLT services and platforms through an APIs and special protocols appears to be a critical goal, including for the support of delivery versus payment arrangements. Some firms state that they are working on interoperability protocols which would act as a kind of interface between different ledgers, okay? This is very important. And on their little diagram here, as you guys could see under exchanges and for DLT platforms, this is from the IMF, they mention RippleNet as one of the infrastructures. And before we get into the video and talking about CBDCs and hardcore facts from JP Morgan, Accenture, all these PDFs they put together, just take a listen to this Ripple video about CBDCs and how XRP is going to be utilized. And also when you're watching this video, keep this in the back of your head. This function that they're explaining is going to be the same thing for real estate, tokenized assets, derivatives, the bond market, insurance settlements. So this is more use cases just to add on top of this video. But right here, they're just talking about CBDCs.
Finally, a Ripple-designed CBDC can provide a means to bridge disparate currencies through XRP. Its inherent interoperability can allow for connection with other central bank ledgers for efficient cross-asset and cross-border transactions. This can be done with cross-issuance, using XRP as a bridge currency or via cross-ledger communication protocols. This reduces the risk that institutions are forced to accept when transacting across multiple networks or currencies in the current system. The creation of a CBDC provides powerful benefits for the economy and people of an adopting central bank.
And to the best part right here, this is where everything is going to connect. Enabling cross-border high-value transfer using DLT technologies. Okay, take a listen very carefully. Escrow, they're not going to touch, folks. Like this escrow, the whole idea of XRP being pre-mined since inception and then them holding on to escrow, these are all pre-allocated in my opinion. They have a game plan for the escrow. And take a listen to what they say here. The escrow accounts play a critical role in HTLC implementation. This is an extension of a stash contract that keeps track of locked balance held between the initiating and counterparty banks. The process of using the escrow account is described below. Bank A locks the funds in an escrow account with intermediary A in Singapore as the counterparty. Intermediary A in Singapore claims the money only after receiving the secret from intermediary A in Canada. Things are going to get a lot more juicier on this January 2023 PDF from the World Bank, the IMF, and the BIS Innovation Hub, exploring multilateral platforms for cross-border payments. Take a listen to this. This option could be based on existing institutional arrangements, but may nevertheless require additional public-private sector involvement and coordination. The greenfield approach involves building a new, potentially global infrastructure for cross-border payments. This option could foster great alignment of certain aspects of cross-border payments, but may entail complex governance, discussions, and cooperative oversight arrangements, as well as careful balancing of the roles of the public and private sector. And if you guys remember what Jerome Powell said here,
the potentially fast and wide adoption of a global stablecoin, potentially a global currency governed only by the incentives of a private company, is something that will deserve and will receive the highest level of regulatory expectations, and will receive the highest level of regulatory expectations.
That is a massive statement with all this information we're going over, right? You can't make this stuff up. Even when we go to Project Dunbar, international settlements using multi-CBDCs. And look, we have Reserve Bank of Australia, Monetary Authority of Singapore, South African Reserve Bank, which we all know Ripple has involvements in. A multi-CBDC platform would be designed so that participating banks can transact directly with each other using different CBDCs without the need to hold foreign currency accounts with correspondent banks, folks. Standards and interoperability. A multi-CBDC platform will need to connect with other external systems. Furthermore, to enable global payments across all jurisdictions and currencies, a regional multi-CBDC platform will need to connect with other national or regional multi-CBDC platforms. Interoperability, or the ability for these systems to communicate with each other easily and seamlessly, will be crucial for global connectivity. Standards or a common language and a set of expectations will be key to enabling interoperability with these systems. And then we have, for an example, integration with external systems. Corda can integrate with external world systems such as desktop applications, web-based applications, legacy systems, and others. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't make this stuff up. And even when we go on to the R3 and the Corda settler, we have a prime example of company A, company B. Do you guys remember what we just talked about them talking about escrow, about company A and company B, bank A, intermediary A and B, right? Folks, I'm telling you, it's coming. They're all going to communicate with each other. We have company A, company B, other network, settlement Oracle, and then we have the XRP network. I'm going to leave this link in the description down below so you guys can go ahead and read and see how it would work. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. You can't make any of this stuff up. And we'll be back with another.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch.
I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.